Look forward to seeing you next week at The Good Life, Real Talk, Real Estate and Finance with your host, The Mortgage Man. We'll see you next week.
Worried about big air conditioning bills? JP Pritchard here to tell you how Allied Siding and Windows can help with that. The weather will soon turn hot once again, meaning big electric bills, but new energy-saving windows from Allied will keep every room in your home cool and livable and reduce your energy bills, too. They've made a huge difference in my home, and they look great. Allied has the best prices and a price match guarantee to prove it. And here's a special offer. 0 down, no interest financing for 12 months, but only for projects booked in March. Call now for a free estimate, 713-WINDOWS. That's 713-WINDOWS.
Have you been on the fence about whether the time is right to refinance your home? Let the mortgage man, Harold Steele, your trusted advisor, and his team of experts help you save money before it's too late. With interest rates starting to rise recently, the door of opportunity to maximize your savings on your mortgage may soon close behind you. Now's the time to refinance while 30-year rates are in the 4s and 15-year rates are in the 3s. Give them a call right now at 713-681-3703, option 1, and save money today. That's 713-681-3703, option 1.
Do you need to sell your home fast? The mortgage man, Harold Steele, your trusted advisor, has partnered up with the top realtors in Houston to provide a special offer to the listeners of The Good Life. Master listing agents will guarantee to sell your house in 90 days or it's free. You heard it right. They guarantee to sell your house in 90 days or it's absolutely free. So if you need to sell your home fast, call right now, 713-681-3703, option 1. Get your home sold fast. Once again, 713-681-3703, option 1.
News 92 FM, weekend traffic.
On the north side, you have an earlier wreck that's been cleared on 45 North Freeway outbound at 610. The North Loop traffic is stop and go from Maine still. On I-45 North Freeway outbound between I-10 and Woodlands Parkway, you're looking at about a 30 to 35-minute commute. On the Hardy Toll Road outbound between 610, the North Loop, and I-45 North Freeway, about a 20-minute commute. On I-10 Baytown East Freeway outbound between 59 and the East Tex Freeway and Crosby-Lynchburg, you're looking at about a 20-minute commute. I'm Amal Shaw at News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Not one of our better looking weekends, kind of dreary looking outside right now. The clouds, glints of sunshine through the afternoon, but not much. We're going to shut down the sun for the rest of the weekend as a cold front moves into Houston after the midnight hour. That'll bring a pretty good chance for showers from midnight towards the morning hours tomorrow, and even around midday tomorrow. Could hear a clap of thunder or so around the Houston area. The extended forecast shows temperatures going from the 60s into the 50s tomorrow, and then back up into the 60s, up and down again we go. Tuesday will be in the low 70s. There's still a chance for some rainfall Monday and Tuesday at 30%. Diminishing rain chances and average temperatures beginning on Wednesday, with overnight lows dropping down into the 30s by Thursday and Friday morning. Much colder weather is set to push into the Houston area by the end of the work week. Weather updated around the clock on News 92 FM. I'm KHOU 11 News meteorologist Mario Gomez.
KROI Seabrook, Houston, News 92 FM.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. It has been more than 24 hours since Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared from the radar on its way to Beijing. ABC's David Curley has more on the Boeing 777.
The missing aircraft is a 200 model, 11 years old. The veteran 53-year-old pilot has been with Malaysia Air for 31 years. Boeing is already assembling an investigative team and in a statement said, quote, "We are closely monitoring reports on Malaysia flight MH370. Our thoughts are with everyone on board."
A U.S. Navy ship is headed to the South China Sea where the plane last made contact, but ABC News aviation consultant John Nance says crews have their hands full.
The worst case in terms of finding black boxes and getting explanations is a deep water landing of parts of the airplane and having to go after them. Hopefully that won't be the case here, but if it is, it's going to take time, unless there's some lucky circumstance and they find the boxes more easily.
The State Department confirms at least 3 Americans among the 239 people on board, one of them 51-year-old Philip Wood, along with 2 children. Tensions are rising in Ukraine's Crimean region.
Warning shots were fired today as international military monitors attempted to enter the Crimean Peninsula, blocked for the 3rd day in a row by pro-Russian forces. One Russian newspaper published photos of what it says is a freshly planted minefield along Crimea's border with Ukraine. On Friday night, Russian troops tried to break down the gate of a Ukrainian air defense base. They have laid siege to others, demanding their surrender. Alex Marquardt, ABC News, Simferopol, Crimea.
President Obama took time from his Florida vacation to speak by phone about the situation in Ukraine with leaders from Britain, Italy, France, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Vaughn said at $1.2 million for Ebony Wilkerson, a North Carolina mother accused of driving her van into the Atlantic Ocean in Florida with 3 children inside. You're listening to ABC News.
Never before in the history of mankind has March meant so much. The Quicken Loans $1 Billion Bracket Challenge with Yahoo Sports. The once-in-a-lifetime event that could change your life forever. How you make your college basketball picks doesn't matter. $1 billion could be yours. But that's not the only way to win big. If your bracket ranks in the top 20, you'll walk away with $100,000. Guaranteed. Get your game on at QuickenLoansBracket.com, where you can fill out your bracket and find more details. The Quicken Loans $1 Billion Bracket Challenge with Yahoo Sports. Pick a perfect bracket. Win $1 billion. Enter at QuickenLoansBracket.com.
Not affiliated with or sponsored by NCAA. No purchase necessary. Legal residents of the United States, 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Begins March 3rd, 2014. Ends at 1 a.m. Eastern Time on March 20th, 2014. For official rules and complete details, visit www.QuickenLoansBracket.com. Prizes available to first 15 million registrants only. Sponsor Quicken Loan Inc. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Many U.S. missionaries serving in Ukraine are packing up and heading home early, especially those in the Crimean region. But not Teresa Novakovic's son.
I'm putting my trust in the Lord and His church, and, I'm feeling okay about it.
Her son is in another region. He's serving a mission with fellow Brigham Young University students.
Questions and comments to online at EEHOUR.com. Now here's your host, Jonyprofit.
Welcome to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour. One more week. We've made it. We're doing it. We're live. You can go and check out the stream, the live feed at EEHOUR.com. It's pushing through YouTube. Daniel's here in the studio with me today. It's a nice, quiet house. Joel and I were all looking around like, no Thanksgiving turkey today, baby. It's just us. Anyway, so, and there's some folks coming up to the studio as well. But anyway, right now it's just us. So today I want to take the liberty of enjoying my show. I really, I love having people up here. I love hearing, all the different advice and the wonderful things people can share with us. But let me explain to you why this show exists. So here, Jonyprofit ends up walking around all over town, listening to all the expert business advice. And I keep thinking to myself, it's really great advice. It's really good business advice. Buy low, sell high, all this other great stuff, write a plan. But it really doesn't apply to that upper crust of doers, people that really know what they're doing. They really want to make it happen. It just doesn't fit. And so I keep watching the same people get up from one program to go to another program, to go to another program, to go to yet one more program, to take one more class. And I keep thinking, what are you missing? What are you missing? What are you missing? So I end up working for a lot of these organizations to try to figure out, what are they telling you as a business owner who wants to prosper and be the next Bill Gates and be the next zillionaire? What are they telling you? So I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm working in these programs and really the stuff they're telling you is really good information for the employee mindset. Because realize the majority of the people that are giving you business advice are coming from a state of mind where they're employees. They are professional service individuals. When they get up in the morning, they're trying to figure out no matter what you do or what you want to do with your business, they're going to tell you from their space what you should do. If they're an accountant, they're going to tell you accounting stuff. If you're a lawyer, if they're a social media expert, if they're a change management person, if they're an HR person, that's what they're going to tell you. And so then you're trying to sit here and piece all this stuff together and come up with a functioning business because now the social media person told you need SEO. The HR person said you needed a handbook. All these different people are telling you all these different stories and there's no collaboration. And so luckily for you, there's a handful of people out there that take their time out, like yourself, yours truly, that'll jump on air to be like, look, here's the baloney that I heard. Here's the facts of what I think may work for you. I'm not going to promise you can get rich. I'm just going to say, look, there's people out there making good money. There's people out there that have time to enjoy life. You can be one of those folks. You don't have to sit here and just beg and plead and show up to every single event and do all this crazy stuff thinking that's going to grow your business. At the end of the day, there's a few simple steps to growing your business, and it works for farmers. It works for immigrants. It works internationally. It works on the moon. It works everywhere. But it's not something that folks that spend their entire life becoming absolutely experts at these specific disciplines that they can share with you. And so, when we go out, we play some music. I'll give you the phone number. You can call. You're in your car now talking about, what's he talking about? What's he talking about? I'm talking about this. There's only two ways to make money. You can either take somebody else's, or you can get out there and apply yourself to the market and do something that people that have money actually want. And over again, what do I see? You've got great ideas, but no market whatsoever that wants to buy your stuff. And you do it over and over again because you read Who Moved Your Cheese, and you read You Could Think and Grow Rich, and you read Kiyosaki, you read all this stuff that is coming from either a corporate level, and they left because they got good funding or they got a good pension or something, or you're reading it from somebody that wants you to come out and buy their widget, buy their ABC services. And so I'm going to walk through with you what we do when we build a company, when I work with the group. I'm going to show you how we determine which product to go after, how once we determine that product or that market we want to go after, how do we start putting the things together to make it work? So with that said, the weather's changing again. One day it's snowing here. The next day it's raining. The next day it's 70 degrees. And, but anyway, I want to give a huge shout out to my new friend over at Visible Changes this morning. He cut my son's hair. Alex Lopez did a great job. Also want to thank Dr. Loma for polishing his teeth. So his grill, his do, and his clothes were all shiny and looking great today. So thank you to all those folks that made it possible. Also to our young entrepreneurs. They raised quite a bit of money last week, as I said. So with that said, let's run out here and play underneath the clouds, and hopefully you're not bumping into each other in the streets. And, okay. One more thing. I want you to call today. I want you to call 713-622-6397. I think Leon's coming up here. I'm not sure. Was that Leon we just saw walk past the glass, Daniel? I don't know. Okay. But I know Rainice is coming up here. So you get your questions ready for them, because I think we all have varying opinions on how business should be done. So it should be an interesting.
This afternoon, but not much. We're shutting down the sun for the rest of the afternoon and rest of the weekend, I'm afraid. Rain chances are really starting to go up markedly tonight and tomorrow. Pushes in after the midnight hour. We'll find north winds replacing the mild southerly winds today. So we'll go from the upper 60s to the mid 50s, but it's going to feel much colder tomorrow with that brutal wind out of the north. Highs will only reach 55, but it's going to feel like the 40s. Monday, we'll see some lingering showers perhaps along the Gulf Coast, but most of the rain here in Metro Houston should be over. Weather updated around the clock on News 92 FM. I'm KHOU 11 News meteorologist Mario Gomez.
I'm supposed to be playing you a commercial for Comcast Business, but this low DSL connection I got from the phone company isn't downloading it. Loading. Nothing but that little spinning beach ball. This is embarrassing. Let me just tell you about it. Comcast Business has high-speed internet that's built for business. It's built to run up to 5 times faster than DSL. It's built to grow as your business grows. It's built to give you local, dedicated support 24/7, 365. And Comcast Business is built for reliability, which would come in handy right now. Oh, here we go. Loading. False alarm. You can't run a business today with technology from yesterday. Business-grade internet from Comcast Business. Built for business.
How does your business use technology? Enter the Comcast Business Technology Contest by April 30th and qualify to win up to $25,000 and a trip to New York City. For details and rules, visit business.comcast.com/I4E or call 800-501-6000.
Restrictions apply. Speed comparison between Comcast 100 megabits per second service and 20 megabits per second DSL downloads.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397. Join in. Now back to our program.
All right, so since it's a live show and we come up here every weekend, feel free to call. Otherwise, Daniel and I are going to run our mouth. How you been, Daniel? He's in the studio. Daniel Cohen of Red Shift Writers, people. He is the man. Just lift it up. Just grab it like you mean it. There you go. He's like trying to type.
Like Maroon 5.
Yeah. Hey, you can see him on video. You can really catch this dude. So how's your week been, buddy?
It's been pretty good. I was telling you before the show, I'm balancing out some contracts right now, which should make things a little bit easier. So hopefully I can get kind of balanced out, and then
he's scaling up.
You know it, yeah. Scale up, get solidified, and instead of dumping a bunch of contracts on top of my own head like boiling water, I'm gonna make it nice and stable, and then look at other opportunities. So,
I love it. So, how come you're not at South by Southwest?
You know, honestly, all right. Now it's my turn to talk smack, right? I mean, I'm not going to go out and party with all of my marketing industry folks when I can be back here taking care of clients.
Right.
And those are the people that are paying me. And I'm all about new trends, but they're going to be on Google tomorrow, and they're going to be outdated tomorrow, a lot of them. So, I don't see it being an entirely exclusive thing, especially considering I know the people who are going out to South by Southwest, and we love to share ideas.
Right.
And some of them, I love you, Michelle. Some of them that are out there, we're good buddies. And the next thing, as soon as they get back, we're going to talk about all the different stuff that was there.
Right.
So I'll stay here.
I'm glad you're here. Makes the show go smoother. And that's why Matt called in. We can take Matt's call right now. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are y'all?
We are doing well.
Doing
indeed.
great.
Yeah.
I've just the news stories have been popping up here and there about the stray dog issue, and I saw that the number count that's the city is not able to, the way that they have it programmed to take care of this animal control issue. And where we're from and stuff, we're country people. Let's just say, you know what I mean. And I want to know how I present myself to the city as a subcontractor of catching them dogs for them people, because I can go catch them dogs for that. I can rid them people, them, you know what I'm saying, of the dogs in the situation that's on hand.
Right on.
But I don't know how to go about, where do I start with at the city level to tell them, hey, let's work a contract out and I'll catch the dogs. We'll make this happen.
I'll tell you straight up, I didn't know where you're going with that question, but when you tied it up, that was an awesome, awesome question. Here's the approach I would take, and Rainice, who specializes in government contract and things like that, is coming up as well. But, at the end of the day, you got to go out and get some people that have some have a carrot and stick to swing at the politicians. You got to find you a bunch of folks that are loud and noisy and busy that can go up there and create a ruckus. You got to make them uncomfortable. And then, you can listen to the news all day. The best stories are the ones that scare the mess out of people. So when you start running stories about lady was bitten by 5 dogs, it's not funny. But when you start scaring people about the reality of what happens when people don't, that positions you now to say, hey, how long are we going to keep letting this happen? A case in point is when you watch Kubosh totally dismantle, Upper Kirby. The guy single-handedly got up there and just shut the project down over and over and over again. And so it's really, when you're dealing with government, it's about making noise, because at the end of the day, they're at the mercy of the people who actually make stuff and control stuff. And so they're trying to fend between doing what, keeps them in position and looking good, and doing what the, quote, constituents want to see them doing. So you go out there and you find you one city councilman that really can't stand another one that's pro get rid of these dogs, and let's use a local. Or you get out there and you find an activist group that's big on, public safety. If you can find a nice way to take care of the animals, you could probably get a lot of these PETA folks to get involved and say, hey, we'll round them up. We won't put them to sleep. We'll take care of them. We'll ship them to a home somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. There's a way to disperse of the animals in a very humane way that there's not enough means within an inner city like Houston itself that can take care of something like that. They have much bigger fish to fry on their plates.
Right.
Within Houston than just catching stray dogs. But it is an issue that has affected, it's basically a nuisance to the public.
Absolutely.
Disturbing the peace, as if I go out there and I just turn dogs loose everywhere, well, they'd write me tickets. Well, they're not writing tickets to the people, so therefore we need to go to the next step, and let's just take care of what we have at hand and get rid of them. So I understand. I see where you're coming at.
Yeah.
I got a few ideas in mind now, I believe.
So,
but now,
go ahead.
A couple notes for
we're
you.
We're on the 4th largest city in the nation. We're on the radio right now, and we're chattering about it. So
that's right. We're making people aware.
Be stirred up by the end. Exactly. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are a couple notes for you to look into too. There's a big movement right now, and there are people in the city who are big supporters of it to hire Houston first. And that's both for employees as well as contractors. And on top of that, I work with a couple of pet community people in Houston too. So I don't know exactly what kind of assistance I can offer, but I'm happy to connect you if you want to give your number to Joel and leave your information with him. Then we'd be happy to do what we can. So.
Yes, sir. I can leave my email address and stuff, and I would love to get this started.
Awesome.
I really would. I think that I've got a plan, because I've been planning this before I just want to go start swinging at it.
Yep.
I actually have a plan of taking care of the the situation that Houston has. So
that's awesome. And like I said, it always starts, if you don't have somebody on an inside track for politics, you go find the people that vote for them, or you find the people that pay their bills, namely taxpayers and corporate folks. I'm sure even if you Google, I know a few people that work with K9 for Cops, that, you know, it's just one of those deals where they have a big heart, they got big checkbooks, and they could probably help you out. So, all right. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Yes, sir. Y'all take care.
You too, buddy. Thanks a lot. All right, let's go outside, see what's happening with traffic and weather here on the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit and my man Daniel Cohen.
Are the big story. We'll go into the 50s tomorrow from the 60s today, so some real cold weather across the area. We'll start off the day on Sunday with 40-degree weather and then settle on down into the mid-40s by Monday. Look for much colder weather next week as by the middle part of the week as another Canadian front drifts through after Wednesday. Weather updated around the clock on News 92 FM. I'm KHOU 11 News meteorologist Mario Gomez.
Life is unpredictable. No one ever plans to get themselves into out-of-control credit card debt, but it happens so often to hardworking Americans as a result of an unexpected, uncontrollable event. A divorce, an accident, an illness, a job loss. Whatever circumstances led to your credit card debt getting out of control, Freedom Debt Relief has the willingness and expertise to help. In fact, after resolving over $2 billion in credit card debt, we're ready to tell you for free how you could resolve your debt in the shortest time possible while saving the most money possible. Call 1-800-400-9213. You may be surprised how many thousands of dollars you could save. If you're struggling with extremely large credit card debt, it doesn't matter now what led to that debt. What matters is how to get out of it. Discover your options now. For free information, call 1-800-400-9213. Act quickly. This could be life-changing information that's available for free. Call 1-800-400-9213. 1-800-400-9213.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Jonyprofit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
All right, welcome back. So now we got a little musical chairs action going. Rainice Edwards has joined us in the studio. You
Hey,
can check
John.
her out. Hey, good to have you in here.
Good to be here.
Hey, so as you noticed, Matt called, and you know, when it comes to taking it to the people and bringing public service, there is a rhyme or reason behind it. That's how campaigns are operated on both sides, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, and Tea Party. You got to know how to push their buttons. So you know, it's good to know. So the other part has to do with a big thanks to the folks. If you can go to EEHOUR.com or go check us out on Facebook. My dear friend Barry Haley, who's over there running Pick and Post, is listening. Hey, Barry. Thank you, buddy. Love your product. We have to set it up someplace. Actually, I do have some events I need you to show up for. And Martha Sabalas, how you doing? Love you all the time. Can't wait to see you again. I know you're probably out there doing some rodeo stuff. And if you're not doing anything with the rodeo, shame on you. Even if you're not just driving by to look at the traffic, you should always take witness when in your town something huge, large is going on, because around every huge, large event or function, there's a lot of huge, large money going on as well. And the more you're around it, the more you start to realize where you can fit in versus hanging out with small events that have absolutely no money going in. So anyway, back to the show. So the one thing I want to stress with all of you when it came to the question of how do I finance a business? They're like, how do I finance a business? I want to finance a business. And it ever amazes me when people get on and they start becoming financial experts on business financing. And they give you their, you know, I've been 20 years in banking and I've worked for this group and blah, blah, blah. And they start throwing up title and tenure as though somehow that just is like impressive or something. But it sounds good. I don't know. Whatever works, okay? But at the end of the day, when it comes to financing deals, there's more money out here than there will ever be people to actually manage, utilize, put it to work, do anything. And so when I'm listening to you talk about, I can't get money from a deal and I can't raise money and money, and I'm thinking to myself, it's probably because you really don't know what you're doing. I mean, you're approaching people with the wrong everything. Okay, it's real simple. In order to get the money out of someone's hands who has it, you have to protect the money first, and then you have to make more money than they were making wherever the money was sitting before. That's it. That's the whole. That's it. Whoa, workshop's over. Okay, can you make me more money If I'm getting 4%, can you get me 4.5? Can you give me 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? If I got money that's exposed to huge risk, can you cut that risk in half and maybe give me 1 or 2 points up? That's it. You use the bank and stuff like that because you don't know that the person sitting next to you has a huge 401k. They got a huge endowment from the family. They got a huge lawsuit settlement. They're sitting on tons of money, and they're happy with it because that money's earning maybe, 1.2, 3.5, some percent. And you're sitting here banging your head, jumping through hoops, trying to get perfect credit scores because your business plan and the venture you're going after from an investor side has no real market. The only person buying what you're selling is you. And whether you like it or not, no Facebook, no social media, no SEO optimization is going to get you more customers. If you weren't hot to begin with, you're not going to be hot. You're just going to be less hot in front of a lot more people. And then somebody's going to come along who's going to actually have listened to the market, develop something that works, stayed within their own skill set, use their talent, and ask for the money, and you're going to be upset. So when it comes to financing deals, banks are the last place you want to go to. I go to the bank to actually, facilitate, put things together, put my money in, put my money out, take my money out, that kind of thing. When it comes to raising money, it's the folks around you. It's the investors around you. We had Aruna up here. She's on that whole capital thing. She's one of those capital people. And I can tell you right now, Daniel knows a whole lot of people that manage a whole lot of money. And so, folks, most of you small business owners, you never talk to them. You're sitting here talking about one day you want to do a $15, $20 million, $80 million deal, but the most you've ever made in your life was $20,000 a year. And so how are you just get confused because, again, you start reading and listening to all this stuff on TV, and you're thinking just because the CEO who really got placed in that position because he knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody gives the keynote speech to your deal, and he's like, if you want to raise money, you do the 512Cs, and you do this, and your plan, and we got the SBA's got money for you, and blah, 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 and you're just buying into it, and you never stop to think, where are they getting their money from? From you. And so most deals that I've ever put together are a bunch of folks that, like, John, I have a passion, I don't want to do it. And we looked out over the horizon and said, how much money you want to put up? They said $2, $100,000, $1 million. And we looked out and we said, where can we go out and apply that money that we can extract money out of the economy, literally extract money out of the economy. And we tweaked a little bit on their passion, but we're looking for the perks. Because one thing I can tell you, when you're financing a deal, you're putting a deal together, the perks outweigh the money every time. I'd rather have front row seats to everything than to try to spend $150,000 a year to fuel up a plane, get tickets, get hotels, and all this other garbage. And the other thing I'll mention is a lot of times when you're asking for money, you could have just jumped online and got a bunch of free service, a bunch of volunteer, in-kind, trade-outs. You start asking for money. Hey, John, I need 5 trucks. Why do you need 5? Why can't we get 3? Well, I need to build a website. And why can't you just get somebody, first? Yeah, so I don't know. Daniel, you got any take on it? You raised any money lately? Because it's a pet peeve with this whole, I can't get a loan. And then there's crickets. Rainice, you want to jump in, or are you still writing?
I'm still writing, but
yeah.
You do hear it a lot, and everything you've said is correct. And when you do get ready to go,
your favorite sports team and call yourself an entrepreneur and a business owner, but at the end of the day, if you mean it, then be it. So with that said, Rainice, what's happening in the world?
How are you, John?
Man, I tell you, I'm just sitting over here just like, woo, my little tiny shirt on today.
That little tiny shirt. Okay. We're going to leave that one alone, but thank you again for inviting me to come out. I get excited every time I get to come on the radio. This is kind of fun. I'm kind of enjoying this now. I'm getting a little comfortable with this.
You got the whole News92FM thing going over there. Yes.
I'm loving it. So, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to have an announcement later on. I won't do that at the beginning. How's that?
Okay.
But I think there are some opportunities for small businesses out there that are coming up this month, and I think you need to know how to find out this information. So let me start with the first one. Let's just jump right into it. How's that?
Sounds good.
First one I know about.
Get your pen and paper ready, people.
Procurement Breakfast Forum, the Greater Houston Procurement Breakfast Forum. This month's going to be an exciting time there. Mayor Anise Parker will be there. The Chief Procurement Officer, Lourdes Koss. And then the Director of Office of Business Opportunity, Carlicia Wright. Now, you're talking about the top people for procurement.
That's right.
Doesn't get much better than that. In addition to that, HCC, HISD, Metro, Port of Houston, Texas A&M, and University of Houston. All of them are going to be in one building at one place. That's pretty phenomenal. That's a lot of procurement opportunities, right? What, HISD $1.9 billion bond was passed? Not million, John, billion.
Yes.
Would it be?
Yeah.
And nobody's ever done a bond that big. So that means there's a lot of opportunities there. HCC, I believe theirs was 400 plus million.
And now that we
Their
think
bond?
about it, that's another place Matt could actually look with HCC or with HISD. Because, I every once in a while you go to certain schools to visit or talk, and there's just stray dogs running everywhere. And I'm like, wow, who's going to get the dog? So, but anyway, keep going.
Metro, Port of Houston. And then at the end of that, they're going to have a matchmaking session. So if you've been looking to do business, here are some opportunities. The housing and community development will be there, Houston Airport System, Public Works and Engineering, and Strategic Purchasing. Wow. I tell you what, I'm going to be there, John.
Yeah.
Because I think I fall in line with strategic purchasing.
And, it's one of those things, just remember, you can go online and look at the city's budget. You can see that approximately $2 billion is just taken from the taxpayers and given back to the taxpayers.
Absolutely.
And so do you fit in or not?
You got to know where to get in and fit in. But you know what? This is also an opportunity to network. So maybe whatever they put out the first time might not be for you, but doesn't it help if what you can do for Public Works and Engineering, you know who that person is?
Yeah.
Doesn't it help if you build houses?
Yeah.
To know
So
who
when is the event again?
March 25th, 8 a.m.
So you got a little time to do your homework.
Got a little time. Go online. Look up those companies. Look and see what HCC is purchasing. Look and see what HISD and Metro. It's all public information.
Yeah, and check this out. If you're corporate, and no offense, I mean, I don't say this ever to slight anyone. I love the world from a distance, okay? But here's the deal. If you just left a corporate position, and you've got all kinds of incredible talent, but you decided you want to put a cupcake business together and you're not buying a Crave or a Sprinkles or something because that's your passion, come on. And especially if you're talking about you're doing this to make money. Because I'm telling you, right now, when it hits the fan, the only thing guaranteed business is going to be left are these contracts she's talking about. Because I can tell you, when companies see it coming, Wall Street shuts down, expansion stops, hiring stops, all that stuff comes to a halt, but public service still has to keep going. So,
got to keep going.
Yeah.
The schools. I mean, what a key place to get into. The schools will always go forward.
Yep.
Metro's not going to shut down.
Nope, no time soon.
The port.
Yeah,
we got to fix
heaven help us if that ever happens.
We're in a lot of trouble if something happens out at the port, right?
That's right.
And all of the work that's going on there so that they can bring in the bigger ships.
Right.
A lot of opportunity, especially, and people who are in the construction business right now. I think I need to own a concrete business because all this work that's going on DOT.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Have you seen all of the construction work?
Yeah, can't get anywhere.
That's why I couldn't get here. I was trying to come to what I thought would be a short route, John, and it didn't happen.
Every freeway, every side street has something going on. Because remember, we're always bidding for the Olympics, the Super Bowl, and anything major. And so we're always building for these huge mega events.
How about Super Bowl? It's coming.
Yeah.
Not to mention natural expansion of your 27,000 Exxon employees that we've mentioned week in, week out.
Right. That
Did you know, John, that up north, 45, when you go toward Kingwood, all the way up there, there's an airport up there, and I'm not talking about Houston Community. I'm not talking about
Intercontinental. Yeah.
You know it's another airport up there?
Oh, yeah.
The executive
airport? Yeah. I've flown out of there a few times.
I figured you knew. I should have known.
No, because they're turning that into a super hub.
$16.9 million worth of work they're doing up there to expand the runways.
So we can land those private jets.
$16.9 million. I didn't even know there was an airport up there.
Yeah.
So imagine how surprised I was when I was looking at where opportunities were to go. An airport.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I guess I should.
All right, welcome back. Just real quick, because we had a caller, but we don't have enough time to take that call. Rainice, you're up. They need your contact information because they want to get paid.
So here you go.
All right.
My phone number is 281-746-5319. That's 281-746-5319. In the interim, by email, you can reach me at Rainice Edwards. That's RayNese Edwards.
Good, huh?
It's a freedom. It's a
Yeah.
freedom.
If
and
you're a
it's-
doer, it feels good.
Yes.
If you're a leech, it's the scariest thing ever.
Well, I jumped out there. Well, I got put out there. So had a plan, put it in action. Great friends to kind of help me walk through some of it. And here we are.
Here we are.
So it is official. Outside In Consulting is started. A couple of clients already. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you know your stuff. And so it pays to know your stuff. You know, that again, so if you go back to the purpose of the show was to really empower those that actually want to do something than what they're hearing and seeing in mainstream and the stuff they keep going to, and you want to be connected to people that are just as passionate and aggressive, then that's why the show exists. You know, we're not really trying to feature businesses. We got shows all around us that do a great job of featuring, here's my business, here's what we do, have a wonderful day, and doing interviews. We just want to know, hey, where's the money? And then folks like Rainice come in and say, it's sitting over here, come and get it. Yes. So, Dan, you got anything else in 10 seconds?
RedShiftWriters.com. Call me.
Yeah, this guy's a content writer. You want to know, you want to get that stuff out there? Talk to Daniel. Anyway, follow us at EEHOUR.com, hashtag EEHOUR. Almost everything in life is EEHOUR right now. So get involved, stay connected, and we'll see you next week.
Every month, Heather Cook helps dozens of people file claims for life insurance bought through SelectQuote. The stories she tells are inspiring. Like this one about Joe, a 39-year-old research analyst. Joe was healthy, but with a wife and 2 sons, he realized he needed life insurance just in case. Joe called SelectQuote. Life insurance through SelectQuote. His family can keep the house, and the boys can go to college. See how affordable SelectQuote